At this factory in York, Pennsylvania, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle is produced approximately every 2 minutes, with each bike taking around 25 hours to go from raw frame to finished machine. These assembly line workers earn an average wage of $23 per hour, and some of them love their job so much, they say they would do it for free. You're watching the first step in production, pressing fenders, fuel tanks, and body parts at Harley-Davidson's main York factory. Some motorcycle parts are imported here from all over the world, including China. But engine and drive lines are built in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Frames are assembled in York, Pennsylvania. Harley-Davidson's York, Pennsylvania facility is massive in scale. The complex spans over 230 acres, with more than 1.5 million square feet of production space under roof. One Harley-Davidson Road Glide motorcycle is assembled from nearly 2,000 individual parts. The production line moves motorcycles along a central conveyor track, where workers have about 80 seconds at each station to complete their task. Right now, you are watching the largely automated welding of the main frame. The finished frames are then transported to the central warehouse, from where they are moved to the main assembly line at a predetermined time. All Harleys sold in the United States were made in Milwaukee or York plant. This iconic brand blends modern manufacturing tech, CNC and robotics, with old-school hand assembly. Now the welded parts are moved to the paint shop. Here all the parts are hung on a slider and slowly run through the paint shop. Last year, for the first time in a long time, more Harleys were sold than in previous years. This was due to increased demand in India, Europe, and Latin America. So last year, approximately 170,000 of these bikes were sold, 100,000 of them in the United States. By comparison, Honda motorcycles sell over 17 million units each year. In this comparison, you can see just how prestigious owning a hog is. The factory workers here work mainly as quality controllers and also process the stickers and polish the individual parts. Approximately 70% of the parts on each Harley were made in the United States. You are now following a process called powder coating. It is a dry finishing process where finely ground particles of pigment and resin are electrostatically charged and sprayed onto a metal surface. The coated part is then baked in an oven, where the powder melts, flows, and forms a tough, uniform skin. Workers here simply program the robotic machines and then sit in front of screens to oversee the powder coating process. Inside this factory, great emphasis is placed on continuous production. The manufacturing process must run non-stop, as every malfunction costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. This fluid spraying process ensures an even coating and minimizes waste. It is, therefore, the most efficient painting method. You are now watching the yellow and orange robotic arms that handle the cylinder heads. The cylinder head sits on top of the engine cylinder and contains intake and exhaust valves, spark plug holes, and combustion chamber. You are now watching the automatic assembly of the crankcases. These robots are expensive to acquire, but then they work 24/7 and do not need any salary. Despite the high degree of automation in some phases of production, Harley-Davidson employs thousands of workers. This famous motorcycle manufacturer currently employs around 5,800 employees. And this is what the cylinder assembly looks like. This assembly is done by an experienced worker and involves putting several different parts together. The largest portion of Harley-Davidson employees work directly on the main assembly line. Additionally, a significant number are employed in the sales department. Inside this factory, workers receive specialized training for a single task within the manufacturing process. By mastering this one function and repeating it with precision throughout each shift, they develop a level of consistency and expertise that ensures the highest standards of quality. This focused approach contributes to Harley-Davidson's reputation for building durable, iconic machines, one detail at a time. Hundreds of completed Harley-Davidson engines are stored in this central warehouse, each carefully labeled and assigned to a specific motorcycle model based on its configuration. Every engine is pre-matched to the exact specifications required for its final destination on the assembly line. At the main factory in York, Pennsylvania, the final assembly of most heavyweight models, such as the Touring, Trike, and CVO lines, takes place. This facility is where these iconic motorcycles come together in their full form. Meanwhile, the Menomonee Falls plant near Milwaukee is responsible for producing the engines and transmissions, most notably the powerful Milwaukee 8 engine that powers Harley's larger bikes. The production process begins with the frame assembly, followed by installation of the engine, and then layer by layer, more parts are added, from the suspension to the wheels to the electronics. It's a complex and finely tuned system, much like piecing together a massive mechanical jigsaw puzzle. Made in America remains a core pillar of the Harley-Davidson brand, symbolizing not just origin, but a deep-rooted commitment to quality, tradition, and national pride, even as the company expands its presence on the global stage. Some people still question where these legendary motorcycles are actually made, but the fact is, every bike sold within the United States is fully assembled by American hands in these American factories. Now begins one of the most hands-on phases of production, the intricate process of bolting the motorcycle together piece by piece. This stage involves the careful assembly of various components, from the engine and transmission to the wheels, controls, and finishing details. Each part must be precisely installed in the correct order, and nothing is left to chance. The assembly sequence has been strategically optimized to maximize efficiency while minimizing the risk of errors. Every step is planned with precision to ensure that the entire process flows smoothly and consistently, helping to maintain the high standards Harley-Davidson is known for. Each workstation along the assembly line is staffed by a team of skilled workers, each trained for a specific set of tasks. Overseeing them is a team leader or supervisor who is responsible not only for ensuring the quality of the work being performed, but also for coordinating the team's efforts to keep production on track. You are now observing the engine performance testing taking place on a dynamometer, commonly referred to as a dyno. This testing process is essential for validating engine reliability, consistency, and overall power delivery, hallmarks of the Harley riding experience. Harley-Davidson itself has a long and storied history. It was founded in 1903 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by two close friends, William S. Harley and Arthur Davidson. Transportation usually takes place in huge boxes and then by truck across the United States. Harley invests heavily in automation and robotics, especially for paint, welding, and precision engine part. During World War II, Harley-Davidson played a crucial role in supporting the U.S. military effort. The company produced over 90,000 motorcycles for the armed forces, most notably the legendary WLA Liberator. One of the most unique and beloved features of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle is its unmistakable engine sound, often described as a deep, rhythmic potato-potato rumble. This distinctive noise is the result of Harley's V-twin engine design and uneven firing intervals, which give the bike its characteristic heartbeat-like cadence. Harley-Davidson and Indian Motorcycle stand as two of America's most iconic and enduring motorcycle brands, historic rivals whose roots run deep in American culture and engineering. And now, for comparison, you're watching the factory of Indian Motorcycle. The production of a new model always starts with a design in the design studio. Next comes the clay modeling phase, where full-size prototypes are sculpted to test both the motorcycle's visual impact and aerodynamic performance. This step allows designers and engineers to refine every curve and contour before moving into production. That production takes place at Indian Motorcycle's primary manufacturing facility in Spirit Lake, Iowa. This plant serves as the central hub for the final assembly of all Indian motorcycle models. Here, skilled technicians hand-assemble each bike with precision and care, ensuring that every detail meets the brand's high standards for quality and craftsmanship. Every Indian motorcycle sold is proudly assembled at this Spirit Lake factory. The facility employs approximately 550 dedicated professionals, many of whom have years of experience and take exceptional pride in building these legendary machines. Last year alone, over 30,000 Indian motorcycles were sold, a testament to the brand's continued growth and strong following. Though deeply rooted in American history, founded in 1901, making it the oldest motorcycle brand in the U.S., Indian Motorcycle is now owned and operated by Polaris Industries, another well-known American manufacturer. Together, they continue to carry forward the legacy of one of America's most iconic motorcycle brands. With fewer Indian motorcycles produced each year, there is less robotization and more activities are done manually. In recent years, Indian Motorcycle has gradually moved away from some of its more traditional design elements, such as the signature tan leather seats, classic fairings, and vintage-style saddlebags. When it comes to production, Indian Motorcycle's manufacturing process closely mirrors that of its biggest rival, Harley-Davidson. Both brands rely on highly skilled workers, precise assembly techniques, and a blend of automation and craftsmanship to deliver bikes that meet the expectations of passionate riders. Roughly 64% of Indian motorcycle sales are concentrated in the US market, which remained relatively stable over the past year. You're now watching the final assembly of the Indian Chieftain Elite Black Hills Silver, an exclusive limited edition model that combines premium design features with powerful performance. The rivalry between Indian Motorcycle and Harley-Davidson is one of the most storied and enduring in motorcycling history. It's a competition that spans over a century, rooted in American innovation, loyal communities, and a shared passion for the open road. Though Harley-Davidson and Indian Motorcycle share several similarities, both are legendary American brands with rich histories, known for producing powerful V-twin cruisers and touring bikes. Their differences are just as defining. As you can see from inside both facilities, the manufacturing processes and procedures at Harley-Davidson and Indian Motorcycle are remarkably similar. Take, for example, the Indian Challenger Dark Horse, a striking bagger powered by the Power Plus liquid-cooled 60-degree V-twin engine. This modern powerhouse delivers strong low-end torque and high-revving performance, offering a dynamic ride that contrasts with the traditional air-cooled V-twin found in many Harley models.
573.
火が入る。
Oi.